So we have reached to the section which includes assertion and reason type of questions. Before solving these questions, you should understand when you have to choose for the options 1, 2, 3 or 4. So let's begin from the bottom. In these type of questions, you have given the two sentences. The first sentence is called assertion and the second one is called reason. Now, assertion is a statement and reason is the reason for that statement. If both assertion and reason are false statements, means if both are false, assertion and reason, you have to mark 4. Third, if assertion is true, means the first statement is correct, but the reason is false. The second statement is incorrect, then you have to mark 3. Now, 2. If both assertion and reason, means if both the statements are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion, means the reason is also true, but if it is not the correct reason for the assertion, then you have to mark 2. Now first, which is very specific, if both assertion and reasons are true and the reason is correct explanation or the correctly explaining the assertion, then you have to mark 1. It means it is the correct reason of the above statement, then only you can go for 1. So let's start with the questions of assertion and reason. Question number 161. Assertion. Short day plants require high PR to PFR ratio for flowering. Reason. Tobacco is a short day plant. See here, short day plants require high PR to PFR ratio. It is correct. Why? It's a pigment. It has two forms, PR, phytochrome red, and PFR, phytochrome far red. And for flowering in short day plants, the ratio of PR to PFR should be high. So this statement is correct. Now reason, tobacco is a short day plant. This is also correct. Both assertion and reason are correct, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion that why PR to PFR ratio is required high in short day plants. Hence, the correct option for the given question should be option number 2. Let's move to the next question. Question number 162. Assertion. C4 plants are adapted to high temperature conditions of tropical reason. C3 plants are allowed to grow in CO2 deficit environment that leads to higher yields known as CO2 fertilization effect. C4 plants are adapted to high temperature conditions. This is absolutely correct. C3 plants are allowed to grow in CO2 deficit environment. No, they are allowed to grow in CO2 enriched environment that leads to high productivity of C3 plants. So this is false statement. This is wrong statement. And if reason is false and assertion is true, the correct option for the given question should be option number 3. Let's move to the next question. Question number 163. Assertion. During biological nitrogen fixation, inactivation of nitrogenase enzyme by oxygen poisoning is prevented by leg hemoglobin. Reason. Leg hemoglobin acts as oxygen scavenger. Wonderful question. During biological nitrogen fixation, inactivation of nitrogenase enzyme by oxygen poisoning is prevented by leg hemoglobin. It says that during biological nitrogen fixation, leg hemoglobin pigment prevents the inactivation of nitrogenase enzyme by oxygen because nitrogen is oxygen sensitive. So, its inactivation is prevented by leg hemoglobin. Why does this leg hemoglobin prevent it? Because leg hemoglobin acts as oxygen scavenger. Reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. When you are confused between option number 1 and 2, you can put because to make continuation with the reason. See here, inactivation of the nitrogenase enzyme by oxygen poisoning is prevented by leg hemoglobin because leg hemoglobin acts as oxygen scavenger. So reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So the correct option for the given question is option number 1. Let's move to the next question. Question number 164. Acetyl coenzyme A is the common metabolite of the respiration-mediated breakdown of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Reason: acetyl coenzyme A acts as a raw material for the synthesis of gibberellins. C. Acetyl coenzyme is a common metabolite of the respiration-mediated breakdown of fats, carbohydrates, and protein. When there is a breakdown of fat, carbohydrates, and protein, the common metabolite among them is acetyl coenzyme A. So, assertion is true. Acetyl coenzyme A acts as a raw material for the synthesis of gibberellins. The reason is also true, but it is not the correct explanation of the assertion that why acetyl coenzyme A is the common metabolite. So the correct option for the given question is option number 2. Question number 165. Assertion: driving force for upward flow of water is transpiration pull. Reason: root pressure can re-establish the continuous chains of water molecules in the xylem. For upward movement of water, the driving force is transpiration pull. It is true. Why? Because root pressure can re-establish the continuous chains of water molecules in the xylem? No, it is not the correct explanation, although reason is also a true statement, but not the correct explanation of assertion. So the correct option for the given question is option number 2. Let's move to the next question.